Look where we find ourselves once again. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the American Temple of Speed here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the finale of Season 30 for the International IndyCar League. 100 laps or 250 miles will make up today's contest. As the field comes off of turn 4, the pace car will go into pit lane, and it's going to be Roden Eftink in the Velocity Online racing machine that puts pedal to the metal, and we are underway here at Indianapolis. A fantastic start from that Velocity Online racing machine, opening up the best part of, I'm going to say, 10 car lengths nearly into turn number 1.
Yeah, they were getting nasty in turn 1, the two following Roden. I think it was Dan Inch and Jason Lowe, actually.
Yeah, running side by side, jostling for the best of the position. Jason Lowe and Dan Inch, they seem to settle into single file, with Dan Inch actually coming out best of that tussle. But do not be fooled. Jason Lowe is one fantastic driver. He's proved that time and time again, and no doubt he will be back under the rear wing of Dan Inch in soon laps and corners to come. Even look at this.
Yeah, two cars side by side up ahead. That will be very interesting coming to turn 1. John Christensen actually trying to get a move on Katie Pollack.
There's been a change for the lead. Dan Inch takes the lead away from Roden Eftink. I don't think we quite caught that on the live cameras. Do excuse me if we did and I wasn't covering that, but on board with the Alzheimer's Association machine. Yeah, those two behind need to watch out on their way that they swap too much. I mean, it looked like they had it under control, but the last thing you want to do, as I mentioned earlier, is spend too much time going side by side, as this is a perfect example of how you do swap drafting, as Strid now takes the lead back from Eftink, and these two will be doing this routinely. So this won't be these guys having a massive titanic battle of the legends fight for the lead. This is going to be them working as a team, getting past each other, as we see now Eftink once again go past David Strid into turn number 1. And what this will do is this will boost the average lap speed of both cars. And what that will then do is hopefully, for their sake, open up a little bit more of a gap. And you mentioned about a heavy car on old tyres. Look how much Dan Inch has dropped away from Pollack there in 4th place. Dan Inch is now dropping into the clutches of the likes of Jason Lowe, John Christensen and Bowles in the 25 as well. And he could well find himself towards the back end of the top 10 here, Seb, if he's not careful. Oh yeah, no, sorry, we completely missed that. Jensen and Zelensky early outgoing from this race, and there was no caution, so I don't think there was an accident. Potentially some hardware problems or some software problems as we look back to the lead pack of the race. David Strid is still holding on to the lead over Roden Eftink and still making it clear that he doesn't want to relinquish that lead anytime soon. And as you say, Dan Inch is still working his way back onto the lead pack at this. He's still comfortably within the slipstream range, about 1 second.
This happened. Oh, Mike West, a black flag for Mike West.
I believe that would be another victim of the pit entry, because it looks fine from where we are, but if we... Well, I mean, he slowed it down very, very early, and it looked like he'd got everything sorted out, but did he leave it too late to put on the pit limiter, and then he was speeding by, 1 mile an hour or something?
Yeah, right now I'm still working the numbers again, because I'm like, I must have messed up somewhere, because for me, Christensen and Eftink are pretty good. Since they... Whoa! And that's a caution, so forget of the... Is that not a caution? How is that not a caution?
No, it's a caution.
Oh.
It's a caution.
Good.
That's Jason... That's Strid, wasn't it?
That was Strid, yeah, that's him.
I'm hearing netcode on the global radio in the game server, and as we have a look at this is... Whoa! That's very bizarre. Oh. I'm hearing that Katie Pollack was caught extremely off guard by a sudden check up there into turn number 1, and I believe that's what caused the accident. As you can see, the D-rate of the cars in front into turn number 1, and Pollack there, wow.
Yeah.
Closes up way too quickly. Dan Inch takes the field back to green. Lap 60 of 100, 40 laps to go. We think it will be a 3-stop race to the checkered flag if you're going for full aggression. And if you can make the tank last 20 laps, you might be able to sneak away with a 2-stop. Dan Inch, after a rather interesting strategy call earlier on in this race to not take tyres in his first pit stop at the start of this race, finds himself back at the front of the field in his Alzheimer's Association machine. And this is the man that was unfortunately involved in the caution. This is David Strid in the 48. making his way back up through the field in 8th position at the moment, getting past the 86 machine. But back to the front, it is Ench, Efting, Christensen, Polak, Bowers, Lowe, Loverson, Strid, Ford and West, the top 10.
See someone pitting at lap 80, 81. That would be massive. Like, look at this run. Look at this run.
Look at this from Jason Lowe. He's going to take 2 cars into turn number 1, and he's going to spoil the VOR party as the 2 Velocity Online Racing drivers get caught extremely off guard. They're going to go side by side through turn number 2, and it's going to be... Whoa, we see a car straight to the right-hand side. That's a huge accident.
It's Callum Ford, and how is that not a caution? We got a caution. I mean, I know how it is not a caution because there's no cars behind, but that should have been a caution there, Jack.
My word, he's gone way too high, smashed the wall, bang, to the inside, back to the outside, and that is
done.
That's going to be day done for Mr. Callum Ford. Unfortunately for him, a victim of getting caught out in the dirty air. But look at this, we have Jason Lowe leading the race, going from 4th to 2nd to 1st in the space of 4 corners. That's a man that is making some intent known. He spoils the Velocity Online Racing party for a brief moment, but the big loser out of this, Seb, look at Dan Ench. He's gone from 4th to 5th. I believe I saw a call from Jason Lowe. I don't know if it was to pit this time by, but watch that car at the lead of this train. Does he peel to the left-hand side? Yes, he does. So Jason Lowe dives to the left of the pit wall, gets it stopped. Looks a little bit too fast, but he's alongside. Who's that alongside him? That's going to be Efting as well.
The other cars, they're not up on the jacks. And you see, Roddy Niftig, he didn't take tires, and he exited out ahead.
So Efting doesn't take tires. Jason Lowe does take tires. It's going to be, can Efting make the most of his Firestones with 10 laps to go?
Very interesting quick tidbits is now Lowe is making passes over the front stretch before the yard of bricks. So that will be very interesting to see. Now we got to also take into account, where do they use the hybrid? The management of the hybrid will be crucial to get those extra miles per hour to Jack to counter the draft, or to get the little push you need for a win at Indianapolis and a bottle of milk.
It's going to be a race of calculations and science. It's not only about timing the run of when you need to pull back into the slipstream or where you need to let the other car pass to find your way back through. And I believe that's exactly what Jason Lowe is practicing now, to the higher side in the slipstream of our race leader.
He's getting high in turn 4, you know, getting maybe that clean air. Look at this. Here he goes. 3 wide for the lead.
3 wide for the lead. It's going to be Jason Lowe that wants to take the inside line to turn number 1, and he's going to do exactly that. The 004 machine is going to look to take the lead. He's side by side at the moment with the 44 Nation John Christensen Chevy. Can he keep the lead? It's going to be a complete dead heat drag race, but look at this. Ronan Efting to the inside of turn number 3. He's going to say, well, you guys are squabbling over the side draft. I'm going to get the draft and mug both of you, but the caution comes out.
Are you kidding me? Katie Pollock.
It's going to be contact with the wall. Yeah.
How the hell is this a caution when we had also a car earlier into the race which didn't cause a caution? That's just iRacing being terrible again, and iRacing robbed us of a good finish there.
I think I think that comes from slight frustration, because Polak was right up there and right in contention for a very, very strong result here this afternoon. But I think once you've realised that it's sort of slipping away with 3 or 4 laps to go, could have been absolutely anyone's. It was a complete roll of the dice. No one knows when a caution is going to come out, which is why they were, I believe, swapping the lead so many times. So when the caution did come out, it came in favour of one man, and that man is currently leading the way to the checker flag. The number 18 machine, Ronan Efting, he started on the pole, but my God, did he not lead every single lap. It's been a lead and a race that has been changed leaders many, many times, but it's going to be Ronan Efting that wins the finale here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It's going to be a 1-2 for Altena Autosport, and I'm sure the broadcast man is going to be happy with that one. 28 laps led out of the 100 today for Ronan Efting. It's going to be a win that I'm sure he's going to be most pleased with. But now we'll get the results up for the round 13 and the season finale of the International IndyCar League. And it's going to be Rodan Eftink in the Chevy that takes the win ahead of his teammate John Christensen and Jason Lowe rounding out the top three. And it's going to be David Strid in the 48 with Ryan Bowles, Rick Loverson, Dan Ench rounding out the top 7, Callum Ford, Katie Polak and Mike West rounding out the top 10.
Second part of the standings, 11th place will belong to Mike Jensen, and as a DNF we had David Zielinski, and Danny Olt. Danny Olt, I think, did not start this race.